Hi everybody, it is me, Duke CT, and boy, Battleground 2013, and the vacant is winning, has won again because the WWE title is once again vacant. It's it's the storyline that just can't. They are just stalling for the motion. They are just basically, you know what they're doing, people. You know what they're trying to do with the storyline, right? They're basically spinning its wheels until John Cena comes back. That's what it is. John Cena is, they're doing this right now just to spin its wheels for John Cena. Oh, they may think this is getting Daniel Bryan over, but it's not. Because, let's be honest, you can't do this 2 times in a row. I mean, this may have worked 15 years ago when wrestling was hot and people would actually like to spend money to do it, but things were different back in 15 years ago. Back then, people had money. They had lots of money back then they could spend, and the pay-per-views weren't that much. They didn't need to spend $60 for one pay-per-view. And they were few and far between. They were actually, important. And they were building up to something, and it continued. And that was the whole thing. And nowadays is that you have less money. People are still hurting. I mean, don't listen to stock markets or however, they may be rising up, but the people are still hurting. There's no jobs out here right now. There's no one. They're out there. They're living hard times. With Dusty Rhodes used to say, "That's hard times, baby. That's hard times, daddy." And well, Dusty Rhodes impersonation. I know people just go with it. Anyway, hard times, daddy. They are living in the very, very hard economic conditions, and they don't have enough money to go and spend this way. When they spend $60 for this pay-per-view for not only themselves, their friends, their families, especially the kids who are looking up saying, "I want to see Daniel Bryan," or what have you. They can't expect this whole stuff to continue on a show that is, by the way, 3 hours, by the way. So the kids are not going to be able to watch the full show. That's brilliant, by the way. How to get the little kids. You want to be PG, but you don't let the little kids watch the show. Like, why don't you, I don't know, do this to SmackDown. Put it on like 5 to 7 p.m. Why not? I mean, kids are coming from school. You don't have to stay them late, 5 to 7 p.m. On Friday, so kids can watch. And the family can watch. What's wrong with that if you really want to be a PG audience? Or, Monday Night Raw, instead of being 3 hours, 2 hours. 7 to 9. How's that? Come on. Kids will still get, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That's a reasonable bedtime. Or 8:30 or something. The kids will be sent to bed where most of the show will be finished. Bam. There you go. There. That's, I know some people don't like the PG era, but if you have the PG era, why not, if you are marketing to little kids, put the shows on when people can watch them. And don't have the pay-per-views cost as much as an arm and a leg. For $60, they should not be watching 2 screwed finishes. And there's a reason why people call for refunds. In fact, after the show, people were chanting BS and refund. Refund. That's not something a positive fan base would go to. In fact, if any other company did this, if Ring of Honor did this, if PWG did this, if TNA did this, people would be going off. I mean, I remember when TNA had the Jeff Hardy situation. Everyone was going off on him. They were ripping them down, putting them down, and all this type of stuff. I know this is different because Jeff Hardy was, I don't know, he's still on drugs, right? But it seems to clean himself up. But you know what I'm saying? When TNA does something really stupid, people call on it. They don't give them like, well, the storyline. They don't do that. With WWE, they kill up excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. People, no more excuses. The WWE is better than this. It has shown better than this. And what do people do? line up for excuses. Well, it was this thing. Well, it was that. Well, it was this, that, this. I'm tired of it. And people and people are tired of it. You guys, the people, you need to stand up and say, yeah, this is crap. You know, you're better than this. You deserve better. And stuff like, say, the Rhodes family taking on, say, The Shield, which was a very good match. Part of me thinks that should have closed out the show, because that actually had emotional storyline. It was simple for everybody can convey. The heels are the heels, and people, you could cheer for the Rhodes family, and you could cheer with you can boo the Shield, you can cheer the Shield, you can boo the Shield and cheer for the Rhodes family. And the one thing that was different from the main event, it had a clean finish and a feel-good finish, and people were sent home happy, which is the most important thing. You send the people who buy your tickets happy. You don't have people chanting BS and chanting refund at the end of your show. This is elementary. This is something you, as a company, should not be doing. But hey, they're a monopoly. You know this is what they are. Because honestly, they're like, we could throw crap on the Raw and people will still come and watch us. People, you deserve better. And by the way, I streamed it. I didn't pay money for this. And God help you if you did pay $60 for this. You know what? People, right here, right now, you deserve better than the WWE. You deserve better. And the people who think that Daniel Bryan's going to come back from this, he's not. This is the middle part of the end for him. The beginning of the end was Night of Champions. This is the middle part. And after the Survivor Series, you will not hear a peep from him. He will be in the mid-card. Hell, he might be fighting Del Rio. And you have Big Show versus Randy Orton for the WWE title. And then you have John Cena. People who are already semi-over instead of the main star. Because right now you see two guys who can't get it done. Because people are now saying Daniel Bryan will never get it done or what have you. And they're tired of seeing, because that moment when Daniel Bryan wins the championship, hell, honestly, with a story like this, screw it. Why don't you just say, you know what, we shouldn't have done this thing at all. The authority or whatever it is, stop it. I'm done with these evil authority figures if I keep repeating myself about that. But hey, if you like it, more power to you. You are awesome. Go ahead and like it. But for people like myself and people who are pissed off at chanting BS and refund, you know the best thing you can do? The best thing you could do is to just shut that thing or turn the channel somewhere else. Let the ratings fall. Let them completely and utterly fall, because honestly, if you're trying to support the guy, trust me, it's better this way. It is better to have the WWE learn from this mistake for the people who watch this stuff, because they're tired of it. And I hope this maybe getting to their thick skulls in WWE Uncreative, and we don't want evil authority figures. We don't want swerves upon swerves and all this BS. We don't want non-finishes at pay-per-view main events when people heard their hard-earned money, and people should not have to chant BS and refund. Now I know people still get upset, but you know what? I know I sound a little upset about this, but again, I had hope for the storyline, but you know what? I was really lowered on the storyline. I was like, say, I'm just giving it hope. Maybe they could have done something different. But you know what? I'm calling it right now. I'm calling the storyline. Well, I know people like Truth Slayer and LV54 have already said this was dead. But you know what? I'm saying it right now. In my eyes, and if you agree with me, not comment, whatever. In my eyes, right now, in my eyes, this storyline, this main event storyline with Daniel Bryan getting the WWE Championship, what have you, and hopefully holding it for at least more than one day, is dead. It is dead. And speaking of other things that are dead, the chances of me watching anything WWE related for a very, very long time. I'm like I said, and right now I'm calling it. I'm not talking about WWE. I'm not looking at Summer. I'm not looking at Survivor Series or anything else. Because the next time you hear me talking about WWE, regardless of this show, the shows I do, Duke CT, Last Reviewer Standing, and maybe really related to WWE or what have you. I'm getting myself out here. But I will not be talking about the pro wrestling side of WWE, the sports entertainment side. So you're not going to see any reviews of me doing Survivor Series. Hell, I'm not doing Battleground. I'm not doing Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, TLC. The earliest chance you see me doing a WWE review will be the Royal Rumble. And if things aren't, and that's be the next time I start watching WWE again. Because the next time I'll be watching WWE will be next year. Because honestly, I'm tired of this shit. And hopefully you guys are too. But, hey, again, and don't worry about me, people. I got other things to talk about and other things to do. So, yeah, WWE has lost me as a viewer and a customer. So, anyways, Duke CT here. Peace and love. If you excuse me, I'm getting ready to go to New York City Comic Con, so I gotta get packed or what have you. So, peace out.